Mind games and psychological warfare. Be careful out there. The psychological power of the reverse psychology. Ploy. The classic example is telling a child, "Don't you dare eat that broccoli," knowing it will make them want to eat it. But in the hands of a master manipulator, reverse psychology is far more subtle and potent. It's not about blatant commands, it's about framing. They might say, "You probably wouldn't be interested in that job. It's very demanding. Knowing your pride will make you want to prove them wrong." Or, "I understand if you can't handle this conversation," which immediately makes you feel the need to demonstrate that you can handle it, making you more pliable. This technique works by triggering our innate psychological reactance, the knee-jerk desire to protect our freedoms and choices. When we feel someone is trying to restrict us or tell us what to do, we rebel. The manipulator knows this. They don't push you toward a door. They gently lock it, knowing you'll expend all your energy trying to break it down right where they want you. The dangers of intermittent reinforcement. What is more addictive than a reward you get every single time? A reward you get randomly. This is the power of intermittent reinforcement, and it's the exact same mechanism that makes a slot machine so dangerously addictive. You pull the lever, and sometimes you win, but most times you don't. The unpredictability hooks your brain. In a manipulative relationship, this looks like sporadic affection. One day, they are the loving, perfect partner you fell for. The next, they are cold and distant. You never know which version you're going to get. Your brain becomes obsessed with figuring out the pattern, desperate for that next hit of validation. You think, if I just do this or say that, I can get the good version back. You are being psychologically conditioned like a lab rat. This creates a trauma bond that is incredibly difficult to break because you're addicted to the hope of the reward, not the consistent reality of a healthy relationship. How word salad is used to confuse and control. You're trying to have a serious conversation, and the other person responds with a jumble of words, circular logic, and nonsensical statements. It's long, confusing, and leaves you feeling mentally drained and disoriented. This is called word salad. It's a deliberate tactic to overwhelm your cognitive processes. The manipulator will use complex jargon, change the subject mid-sentence, answer a question with a question, and contradict themselves, all in a single paragraph. The goal isn't to communicate, it's to dominate and confuse. When your brain is working overtime just to parse what they're saying, you can't effectively hold them accountable or defend your position. You often just give up out of sheer exhaustion. They win the argument not by being right, but by ensuring a rational argument can never even take place. You're left in a mental fog, wondering if you're the one who's not smart enough to keep up. The triangulation tactic. How a third person is used against you. Imagine your partner or a colleague starts frequently mentioning another person. "My ex would never have acted this way," or "My new friend thinks you're being unreasonable." They are bringing a third party into your dynamic, creating an invisible triangle. This is triangulation. It's a powerful tool to induce jealousy, insecurity, and competition. By comparing you to someone else, real or imagined, they make you feel like you have to earn your place. You start to compete for their approval, trying to be better than the phantom rival. This also serves to isolate you, making you feel that the manipulator is the only one who can validate you, and that others are a threat. It shatters your sense of security and makes you hyper-focused on the manipulator's opinion. You're no longer in a one-on-one relationship, you're in a constant, unwinnable competition for their favor. The psychological impact of silent treatment. Silence can be louder than any scream. The silent treatment isn't just someone needing space. It's a calculated emotional withdrawal used as punishment. It is a form of emotional abandonment. When someone who is supposed to care for you suddenly becomes a wall of silence, it triggers a primal fear in our brain. We are social creatures. Connection is a need. Being cut off activates the same pathways in the brain as physical pain. The manipulator uses this to gain power. They force you to agonize over what you did wrong. You'll find yourself replaying conversations, apologizing for things you aren't even sure you did, and bending over backwards to end the silence. They are training you to comply or face the terrifying void of their disapproval. It's a cruel and effective way to control someone's behavior without ever saying a word.